Okay, here we are, Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press, here in Foley Square, today, Thursday, August 17th, 2023. We're covering the Southern District of New York Courthouse, where yesterday a corrupt New York City police officer, allegedly, called Gina Mestre, was arrested and arraigned and released on bail for having assisted a drug gang called the Shooting Boys, but in particular, Andrew Dunn, whose sentencing we covered. He was sentenced to 35 years for, among other things, a murder. And Officer Mestre, formerly of the 52nd Precinct in the Bronx, is charged with having leaked to him grand jury information and told him when he had to run. He fled to the Dominican Republic, later was apprehended, now serving 35 years. Gina Mestre? We'll see. She was released on bail and told not to speak to any NYPD officer except, her partner, Tim Burke. We put his name, that's his name. It was said, we were the only media in the courtroom and we reported it. That is corruption. Now, in sort of more highfalutin SDNY news, Nate Chastain, the first NFT insider trading case while at OpenSeas. Nate Chastain, the government wants him to serve 21 to 27 months. We'll cover that sentencing. Trevor Milton, the founder of Nikola, who famously pushed an empty truck. He didn't push it himself, but he had an empty truck rolled down a slight incline and said that the motor was in, the hydrogen was working. Hydrogen heist. We wrote the book. His sentencing has been once again delayed till November 28th, and we'll cover that as well. Now, we just covered this morning on local news a press conference by Congressman Dan Goldman, Christopher Marte, various elected officials about how HUD is keeping $50 million a year that NYCHA saves the housing projects, the public housing, in utility bills. And so we asked, are you going to sue? And they said, no, everything's going fine. Marcia Fudd. Well, we'll see. We're going to continue to cover that. See, we asked the question here, New York City journalists that we are, but the UN continues to ban inner city press from entering, such that yesterday we weren't even able to enter to cover the Lachin Corridor meeting of the Security Council. This is shameful. Antonio Guterres, the Secretary General, is on vacation. His head of media accreditation, Melissa Fleming, hasn't answered our application to enter. To be continued. Inner City Press.